In my previous video regarding guitar cases, I said I'd be looking at guitars I actually use in recording and those that I use for general jamming and the joy of collecting. But one guitar that got my attention was a bit of a surprise. Hello viewer, my name's Stu, and if you're new to the channel, I do recommend that you take a look at my channel playlists and go back to video number 1, and that will give you some context in regard to my return back to playing and recording guitar. And once again, a big thank you to those who subscribe, like, share and comment below. It's very much appreciated, so thank you for being here. It helps the channel. When I returned back to playing the guitar a few years ago, and this is November 23, as I scoured the internet looking for my favourite guitars, namely the Stratocaster and the Telecaster, I came across a brand that I'd never heard of, and yet they'd been around since the mid-80s. Having said that, I had walked away from the world of rock guitar and music in general after playing semi-pro for a number of years. Now, I had already collected a number of guitars that were part of my history, and if you will, they were traditional for me, where the choices were obvious. More on that to come in other videos. But as I began my recording journey, because after all, my return to guitar was all about writing and composing music, I felt the need for a guitar that would perform well within a recording studio environment, something that would cover a number of music tones and styles. My search finally took me to one particular guitar model, something that was a new venture for me, but in some respects still smacked of the vintage traditional. The doorbell rang, and I was soon opening a cardboard box which had inside it a soft guitar case and this beautiful USA-made PRS S2 McCarty 594 in a burnt amber. And as you can see, it has a figured maple top. Now, I was going to fit the Duesenberg Les Trem 2 unit, but more on that later. The body and neck are mahogany with a rosewood fingerboard, 22 frets, and those classic PRS bird inlays. The tuners are of a vintage style, and I find them very good. The higher spec model has, apparently it's got locking tuners, but I will say I've had no tuning issues with this guitar. I find it very stable. The pickups are 5815S with split coil features, really useful, particularly where I need to change the tone. So why is it called the McCarty? Very quick lesson. Paul Reed Smith, PRS, was a close friend and was mentored by Ted McCarty, who served as Vice President of the Gibson Guitar Corporation in 1949 and later as President from 1950 through to 1966. He's the guy responsible for guitars like the Flying V, the Explorer, the Firebird SG and some others. So quite an innovative chap to say the least. So as a tribute to Ted, in 1994 Paul named this guitar model the McCarty, available in both single and double cutaway styles. For those familiar with the more traditional guitars of yesteryear, you can see that the guitar's design is in many respects quite traditional looking, kind of mimicking the Les Paul Special single cut and the double cut, but without doubt with modern attributes. Now, back at the beginning of the 1980s, I had a Japanese Korean guitar called a Westbury Standard. It was a really superb guitar for the money at that time, and mine in particular was a nice guitar to play, and well, that was up until it was stolen. It was returned by the police a year later, but sadly it was badly damaged. I think the police must have been keeping it next to a hot radiator because the neck was a little twisted. If you see the McCarty and the Westbury side by side, you kind of see the similarity, and I think that's what probably drew me to the McCarty as opposed to the more modern PRS Custom 22 or 24. And of course today PRS make a whole range of guitars to choose from. So how does it feel? Well, it's comfortable to play whether sitting or standing, as it does have a certain amount of body sculpting, which you can see here at the back and of course at the front. You have high fretboard access body sculpting, which you see here. The fingerboard and fretwork is all very smooth, very easy to play. So all in all, a very nice guitar that I find very good for studio work. No matter how much string bending that I'm doing, it just stays perfectly in tune. Intonation is spot on. What's not to like? And yet, it's my least favourite guitar. Why? I don't know. Despite all its excellent points, it just seems to lack the mojo. It's as if there's no real character. Is that because of my age? Am I, and guitar players like me, destined to be glued to our old Fenders and Gibsons? Do comment below, but be polite. So of course, I'm going to mess with the guitar. I'm after all a hard and fast Stratocaster guy, so it needs a tremolo. Or at least I've got to give it a shot. Now, for all you trem lovers, I've done a couple of videos on the Duesenberg Les Trem 2 fitted to both a Firebird and an ES339. Do check those videos out. The tremolo in question is the Les Trem 2, which comes in 3 different plated versions, gold, chrome and nickel, in both right and left-handed models, and the distance between the stud inserts at the stop tailpiece is 81.5 millimeters. And that means the unit will not fit the PRS unless you drill or file out the holes to make it fit. Not difficult to do, but I just felt it really wasn't worth it. So, if you're looking for a tremolo-based guitar, the more modern styled PRS guitars are really well worth a look at. So as mentioned, the McCarty 594 is very well crafted and it's a very nice guitar to play. It has a versatile tone and it can cover a lot of ground in regard to musical styles and tones. This guitar is definitely going to get a lot of use in my studio and my new compositions as it just does the job so well. However, it's one of the last guitars that I'll pick up if I'm going to simply be practicing, playing along with backing tracks or jamming. Because for me, it just doesn't have enough character. And when it comes to playing in a live scenario, I find that for me personally, the guitar and myself, they need to have, if you will, an emotional bond. And that's really so that I play with feeling. I'd love to hear your comments on that kind of topic. Do comment below. In the next video, we do some more unboxing and something not so easy to play, but very, very special. Please do subscribe, hit the bell to get notifications, like and share. Always nice to hear of others' experiences, so please do comment below. Do check out my channel playlist, which covers my journey back to playing and recording guitar after a 40-year break. So whether you're a newcomer, an ongoing player, or like me, just an old hand returning to guitar playing, I always take time to engage with folks who take time to comment. So until next time, the journey continues. Do take care.